Hello everybody and welcome to Week 9, following the 2016 NFL season. As always, I am your host, the one and only Team 112, Ravens fan for the last 4 or 5 years. I have kept track. Let's get into it. 7-5-1 from Week 8. Another flippin' tie. And it's annoying because no one cares about either of these two teams. Because they both suck. And yes, I have a right to say they both suck. Call me a salty Ravens fan, but Cincy sucks. And for the Redskins fans that want to call me out, yeah, but the Redskins beat the Ravens. No. The Ravens lost that game. Redskins didn't win that game. Ravens lost that game. Well, and like I said about my other games, the usual thing happened. The Lions disappoint me again. Saints upset Seattle, which actually makes me really happy because I hate Seattle with a fiery passion. And Cardinals acted like it was the NFC Championship game from last year. Falcons putting me into question. And Bears proving once again, never count the home team in the divisional game out. Other than that, everything happened as I predicted because I am smart and genius. And I'm going to try to get 100 wins before I get 100 losses. I'd like to stay under 100 incorrect predictions for this year, but we'll never know. Let's get into it, shall we? Of course, we start out with the most interesting game, as we usually do. I'm going to be 110% honest with you guys. I don't find, most of the game interesting at all. Now, give or take that Arizona and New England are on buys, some of the better teams to watch. And some of the teams like the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks, they're playing crappy teams. I mean, give or take, Green Bay and Seattle have been playing kind of crappy all year. More or less. But they're not doing good. And KC, I still don't believe in KC. And now Nick Foles is getting started against the Jags. I'm a fan of Nick Foles. Kind of sad in that he's a second-string quarterback. But we'll get into that later. So I chose a divisional game. I wanted to go with Pittsburgh at Baltimore because Steelers Ravens are just a good rivalry altogether. I mean, why wouldn't you pick that? But I backed off a little bit because I'm looking for that game more down the line. Week 16, Christmas Day. But for now, I'm going with another divisional game, the Sunday night primetime game, Denver at Oakland. Because let's look at what's going on right now in this division. Denver and Oakland are both 6-2. Kansas City, it's 5-2. And then San Diego's 3-4, already winning one game against the Denver Broncos. Give or take how that looks, anything can happen. Winner of this game is going to get a 1-game lead ahead of that division. Actually, I think 1.5, considering the other team will now have lost another divisional game. Now, I actually don't know how the tiebreakers work, but whatever. Now we really get to see how Oakland does, because give or take, Oakland has played some subpar teams for the most part. I mean, their 2 losses coming from KC and Atlanta, which makes you wonder, also back to Atlanta, if they're the real deal, beating Green Bay. You never know. We're more or less at the halfway point of the season, and Derek Carr is putting up quite the show. Can Derek Carr win MVP? A lot of you are going to say no, Tom Brady will. Tom Brady missed 4 games, you can make that argument. Whatever. Denver at Oakland, going to be a good game to watch, and I'm glad I'm going to watch it Sunday night with everyone else. Next game, both scoring game. Again, like I said, a lot of these games don't look that entertaining to me. I mean, I do like the Lions at Minnesota, because Minnesota's more or less they have a good defense. Their offense is questionable, but they got a good defense. Carolina's not the same team they used to be, so you never know what's going to happen. I try to stay away from divisional games as much as I can when it comes to selecting these, but sometimes they're only the best options you got. So, I looked at the last time these two teams played. Interesting fought game. 35-30, I believe, was the end score. But anywho, we went to Philly at New York. Now, I'm giving Philly the edge on this game for my personal pick. But, again, when you learn things, never trust road teams in divisional games. The road team. I feel like it'll be a close spot. Giants are going to get a small edge because of them being home. I'm going to give my prediction to Philly for them being the better team. This will be close, less than a touchdown. Hopefully there are no missed kicks, and hopefully there are no tie games again, otherwise I'm going to flurp derp and hurt someone. Stupid. But whatever. Carson Wentz going for Rookie of the Year against Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott. Best of luck to the brother. But he needs some division wins now if he wants to take a shot at that playoff spot. And finally, the biggest blowout game. Again, a couple of games questioned me out. I thought about Seattle and Buffalo, but I'm getting tired of picking Seattle for blowout games because Seattle has not been performing well. Green Bay, I wanted to take Green Bay at Indianapolis. I wanted to make that one of the most interesting games this year, but Indy has been forming subpar, and Green Bay is still not what they used to be. So, I'm going to go with Dallas at Cleveland. I'm going to take Dallas to win, and I'm going to call it Hatbox because he's claimed this is a trap game where Cleveland's going to get the win. I'm not saying I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, but I'm going to say you're wrong, Dallas. You're wrong, Hatbox. Sorry. And I'm going to take Dallas to win this game by a lot. Cleveland, on the other hand, I don't see them winning this game. And so, I mean, Week 10 might be the game. I'd rather not. Oh, Cleveland doesn't beat the Ravens on Thursday night. That's my birthday. I'd rather not the Ravens lose to the Browns. And there are a couple other games that my phone won't load, so I can't see the other games. But I would trust the Browns would do somewhat well. They have the Giants Week 12. Giants are... And then they have a bye Week 13. 14's Bengals, where I heard someone say that's where they're going to get their first win. Who knows? Whatever. And that's all I got for this week. Here are my predictions. I read somewhere online, someone said this, I don't remember who, but they said the Falcons are the real deal. They'll take care of Tampa Bay. And I believe, I'm not sure if I want to say they're the real deal and going for a Super Bowl run, but I think they can get this win over the Bucs and secure them ahead in that division. Cowboys over Browns, Ravens over Steelers. I'm taking Ravens over Steelers. Not because I think the Ravens are a better team than the Steelers. I'm looking at divisional games. Ravens are at home, I believe. And if you look at matchup history between the Ravens and the Steelers, we have won 4 of the last 5 games. Now, give or take that Week 4 game last year, where the Steelers kicker missed 2 field goals. But I do like the Ravens to win this game. And then get back in the lead and be the number 1 for that division. Chiefs over Jags. Nick Foles is going to get the start, like I said. I feel like he'll do well. Jets get back on the right track against the Dolphins. Will Jay Ajayi run for another 200 yards? Possible. Vikings over Lions. Vikings going to get back on the right track. Eagles over Giants. I like the Eagles more than I like the Giants. Panthers over Rams. Saints over Niners. Same old, same old. Packers over Colts. I don't trust Andrew Luck in that team. Andrew Luck is a good quarterback, but we'll see. Titans over Chargers. I think the Titans are onto something here. Indy's not performing well, and Houston can only go so far with Brock Osweiler. I think Tennessee has a good chance. And they need this win against San Diego. San Diego also needs this win if they want to keep up with their race. Now, you can't send all 4 of your teams to the playoffs, but San Diego might catch a lucky break if KC falls apart. You never know. But I think the Titans are onto something. They're going to make a push. So now with Houston down, they could be on a tie for wins. They need this one. We'll take Raiders over the Broncos. The Broncos like their defense, but the Raiders' offense, they might put points up. Someone say that you can't score more than 30 points against the Broncos? I'll say the Raiders will. It'll be a high-scoring game. I'll call it right now. And Seahawks over Bills, another crappy primetime game. Because crappy primetime games are a thing. Now, I will be quite surprised if Seattle doesn't score more than 2 touchdowns again. Finishes the game with more than 14 points. Or wonder if, you know what I mean. Whatever. And as always, my Super Bowl 51 prediction, there were no changes. New England versus Dallas. We're getting to that halfway point where we can say there are other people who contend for the spot, like New England. There are other contenders, Denver, maybe. I don't really trust Pittsburgh right now. If not Denver, then Oakland, maybe. Denver and Oakland, the other legitimate contest. Pittsburgh's going to be that 4th spot. As for Dallas, Minnesota are on and off. And of course the other two typical picks, Green Bay and Seattle. Arizona or Carolina, if they can build themselves back up, can make a run for it. I'm doubtful, but we'll see. And of course, we'll keep you up to date on my fantasy league against my friend. Jared had beat me, going for his 3rd win streak, and he's upsetting a lot of games right now. He was able to beat Sean and Keith in his previous 2 games, making him take down the best one. He does play Nathan this week, who Nathan beat Keith, giving Nathan that run for the first place. He's now only a game behind me. So if he can win his game and I lose mine, I play Chris this week. So give or take how this will end. And like I said, I believe Nathan is playing Jared. So we'll see. James beat Chris. Sean beat Micah. Sean being the only one to score over 100 points. Like I said, there's a lot of these games here that not many points were scored. Not a lot of good players. Sean also benched Derek Carr and had Matt Ryan in, so they could have scored more. But that is all there is. And that's everything from me today. Thank you all for watching. I will see you all in Week 10, where hopefully the Ravens will be on top of the division. Will they win the division? I'm doubtful, but hey, you gotta root for a team. See you all in Week 10. Goodbye.